Hey guys, hope you had a good weekend. And realize these next coming Mondays are Institute days. So I think they're trying to make sure they're not killing you guys with stuff. I updated grades today. There maybe is a couple things that haven't graded, but should have a pretty good idea what's going on. Keep up the good work. We're going to talk about sampling today. So remember, we're still doing statistics. Big reason why we do this is some of the stuff pops up on the SAT. So some quick definitions. They kind of tie it into kind of what's going on with you guys. So population example, that would be all the members of a set. So maybe every student at Friend. A sample of a population is part of a population. So for example, our class. Bias is an influence on someone or something in an unfair way. Math usage of bias, a systematic error introduced by sampling, a method of survey. Survey your basketball team, ask them what their favorite sport is. Well, of course, they're all going to say basketball. A lot of them are. So that's bias, okay? So here we go. So a lot of this is just kind of read and answer. We'll do a few of these together, and then we'll finish up so it's a bunch of reading here, not a ton of writing. We'll finish up, and I'll let you guys try some. So it says a biologist catches 100 fish at random from a lake. They tag a fish and then release it back in the lake. The next day they catch another 100 fish. 3 of them were already tagged. It says identify the population, okay? So the population in this situation would be everything. So you're going to say all of the fish in the lake. That's your population, okay? The sample are the ones that you pulled out and tagged. So the tagged fish, okay? And then it says, can you think of any possible biases, okay? And just things that might impact what happened, okay? So some things that could impact what's going on could be time of day fish were caught, okay, or the location of the lake. Okay, or location, not in, sorry about that, location in the lake. So meaning you grab them all from a shallow area or a deep area or a shaded area or an area that was out in the sun, the spot they did it from, okay? So next thing is experiment. So it says, suppose you want to know what percent of the student body watched a movie last weekend. It would be pretty difficult to survey the entire student body. So instead we could find a sample of the entire population. And that's what we're going to look at a little bit here today. So SAMPLE, sample of the population, of the entire population, and give us a good idea of what percentage of the student body watched a movie. We do this with what they call pre-elections, okay? So there's different types of methods here, and each one of these, just be aware of them because they're going to kind of come up later in vocab. So different sampling methods. A convenient sample. Select any members of the population are conveniently and readily available. So asking students as they walk into school in the morning would be a convenient sample. Self-selected sample. Select only members of the population who volunteer for the sample. So make a Schoology survey and only people who choose to take it, take it. Systematic sample. Ordering a population and choosing the participants at regular intervals, asking every 4th person who walks in your algebra 2 class a question, okay? So to keep going with this, goes up here. One more sample situation, a random sample. All the members of the population have a good equal chance of being asked to participate. Randomly ask people you pass in the hallway. And obviously, the best sample is a random sample. The other ones all could give you information that's possibly not good information, okay? So here we go. An example, a newspaper wants to find out what percent of the city population favors a property tax increase to raise money for local parks. What is the sampling method used for each situation? We're just going to identify it. And does the sample have bias? We're going to try and answer 2 questions, okay? So first person or first situation, newspaper article on a tax increase invites readers to express their opinions on the newspaper's website. Okay, so what type of sampling? That's self-selected. You're choosing to participate in it based off of it being in a newspaper. And then what's the bias with that? Okay, you're only going to get people who feel strongly either way. So you're either going to get, especially if it's tax increases, usually you're going to get a lot of people who don't want, obviously a lot of people that aren't excited to pay more taxes, okay? So another situation is reporter interviews people leaving the city's park, okay? So it's kind of like, what type is it? That's convenience, okay? What's the problem with that? Okay, people at park, okay, want a tax increase because they like parks and they want them to be improved. So it's really not a great survey. Last one is a survey service calls every 50th listing from a local phone book. Okay, that's systematic. There's a system to it. Systematic. I misspelled that. System and an attic. Okay? And really, there's no bias in that. Other than you could say, well, you have to have a phone you have to be in the phone book in order to be in the survey. So realize that there's probably not an exactly right, wrong answer for your descriptions of bias. Okay? Continuing on, study methods. Once you have a sample, you have to collect information. So one study method is an observational study. You measure, observe members of a sample so that they are not affected by the study. So an example of that would be students in a science class observe the height of a plant as it grows. Controlled experiment, you divide the sample into two groups. You give a treatment to one group and the other, but not to the other control group. Then you compare the results from the treated group and the control group. One group of students receives a study guide for a test. This is an example. The other doesn't. You compare their test scores. Okay. The last study method is, we got to slide down here, a survey. You ask every member of the sample the same question or questions. You poll your class on their favorite TV show would be an example of that. Okay. So it wants you to take a minute and identify which of the three it is. So read each one, and they just want to know, is it observational, controlled, or survey? So take a minute, write down your answers for all three. Okay, take a look what I had there. They're just studying the effects of a tide. That's observational. A pet food company randomly chooses 20 groups, and they split them into two groups. That's controlled. And then the last part, students in health class ask every 10th student. That's just a survey situation. Okay? So then it's going to kind of throw it all together a little bit. So it says identify the sampling method, a convenient, self-selected, systematic, or random. Then identify any bias in each method. So same thing. Why don't you take a second and try, let's see, 1, 2, 3, try those three, okay, and see what you come up with, because I don't want you just watching me do it. So I'll pause it and then turn it back on once you've tried. So you should have two answers for each one. Which method it is, pick out of the four, and then if you notice any bias, because I do think it takes a little practice. Take a second and compare your answers. First one, just ask the students as they enter the library. It's convenience, and problem with it is probably students who visit the library read more. Second one's this pizza party. They ask a pizza restaurant. That's convenience. Again, you could have other biases. This is not right, wrong on these bias. Right, wrong is the method. You should have convenience for both of these, unless you can present a pretty good argument for it. What's the bias? If you call a restaurant, they might be suggesting pizzas that cost more just to drive their revenue up, when actually it's not what kids really like. Okay. The third one, Country Road wants to know which roads cause the most concern amongst the residents. They ask to hand out a survey and tell them return it by mail, self-selected, and those that return a survey and are going to go through all the hassle of mailing something in probably have a strong opinion again. Okay. So again, I don't want to do all these for you. So next one is identify the type of study method, observational, controlled, or survey, and describe in each situation, explain whether sample statistics can be used to make a general conclusion about the population. So I'll do the first one with you. Okay, so it says a company that manufactures light bulbs selects 3 bulbs manufactured each day at random. These bulbs are tested to see how many hours they last. Okay, that would be observational. Okay, and then it just says explain whether sample statistics could be used to make a general conclusion. And I would say that could be reliable if a large enough, you got to make sure you have enough. So maybe day 1 and just checking 3 is not going to be enough. If you do that consistently, then I think you'd be okay. So it's okay. It could be reliable if a large enough sample is used, meaning maybe you do it for a month and you kind of get some good data that way. So pause it again. You guys try 5 and 6 and let's compare answers. So the last two, number 5, they're checking an artificial sweetener. They ask 100 people at a retirement home. It's controlled, and it doesn't represent the general population because it's a retirement home. Number 6, principal wants to determine what classes students would like to be added. It's a survey study, and then she says what we'd like to see added to the school's class list. He asks each of them to list yes, no bias, just meaning that possibly you could run into people that just say no, I don't want any, but it's not a bad way because you're going to get a good listing of kind of what's going on and what people are interested in taking. So a little different. All these statistics stuff's a little different. So give it a try in the homework, and we'll have some homework tomorrow after school, or tomorrow for our assignment, or our work day, or not tomorrow. Wednesday will be an assignment. So take care, and we'll see you in a day or so.